friends, welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome to Coding Game, Clash of Code with viewers. So we are going to be solving coding problems and competing. And look at all these wonderful drops. Welcome everyone, welcome to the show. If you have not heard of Coding Game, you can go to codinggame.com. They have a lot of different ways to practice coding. But one of them is this thing called Clash of Code, where we can create a private clash and attempt to solve problems in different modes. There's fastest mode, so who can be the fastest to solve a problem. There's shortest mode, so who can solve the problem in the least number of characters. And there's also reverse mode, where you're given the input and output, and you have to figure out what code to write based on that. So it's really fun. And that's what we're going to be doing today. And you get to play, so up to 11 people get to join me in participating in coding, I mean. So let's say hello to everyone. Hello, Vu. Welcome. Yes, Kobe with the yerba mates. It's early morning for me, so caffeine. And also David with the yerba mates. Welcome, everyone. I hope this hardware will let me in. Well, track. I don't know what you're talking about, but I do too. Hello, Prayful. Hello, Pranjal. Hello, Max. What's up, Ali? Daniel says, I didn't want to sleep anyways. I'll only be live for about an hour and a half, so you can go to sleep after that. What's up, Imphy? Hello, Coding Pasta. Hello, Max. Clash of Code. Hello, Spacey. Welcome back. Hello, Merez. Yeah, Imphy says this needs to be a regular thing. I think it will be. I mean, we did one on Monday, and we're doing one today, and it's fun. It's interactive. It's fun. It's also one of the funnest parts for me is to see it done in different coding languages. So I typically solve it with JavaScript, but on this site, you can choose from an entire list of programming languages. So it's always fun to see what built-in functions are in Python that makes your code shorter and stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah, and the the commands are back, so you can play Connect 4 or turn on those LEDs if you'd like to. And hello, Franz from the DK. And hello, Merez. What's up, Win320day? Thanks for the follow, Meatball TV. What's up, Krazim? I need to fix this. So this is a YouTube emote, and it's giant. It's so big. I think this one is too. Instead of being like emote size. I'll fix that one day. Oh well. And welcome, David. Yeah, see, it's huge. Greetings, one line of me. I saw that drop you did earlier. It was a Sheafmon drop. It was very close to the garden. And hello, Freedy Bugs. Hello, Ohm the Turtle. Hello, Luis. What's up, Potato Head? 2. Hello, Riku. What's up, FaZe? Hello, Eleft. Hello, Monoloito. And thanks for the follow, Camille Crocodile. Very good. Hello, Script Kitty. What's up? Hello, Madakoma. Hello, Riku. Hey, Nevinar. I don't know why I paused for that. Imphy says, I've attached this chat to a local instance of Drop Game. Currently, yeah, so Imphy made his own standalone version of this Drop Game. So, apparently, there's a different scoreboard over there. And Monoloito has 76.97. Great work. Though Domenico has a 99.55. So there's that. The drop has a 90-second. Drop Game has a 90-second timeout, so you can only drop once every 90 seconds. And hello, Mustafa. Hello, the Danif. What's up? Good morning. And hello, Domenico. Hello, Ran. Hola. What's up, Julian? Hello, Kunal. Hello, Philippe. It's me, the bad hardware detainer. Cool. What's up, Tarzan? Oh, nice, Win320day. Yeah, that's an older tutorial. It's still pretty relevant. I was using an older version of Feathers and an older version of Vuetify, but the concepts are still there, so appreciate that. Hello, Jack. You're automatically disqualified from shortest mode when using C#. Yeah, we've had some people use Java in shortest mode, and I mean, you have all these imports, and you have to create a class. There's a lot of code involved. Well, I do something on Flutter. I don't have anything planned right now, but it does interest me. So I could see in the future, when I have more free time. The thing about something like that is it most likely will require some sort of planning. A stream like this is just me on a Friday morning. I don't really, like, we just do it. I don't have to plan anything. But yeah, Flutter is interesting. And hello, FaZe. It's 9:30 p.m. You're apparently 13 hours ahead of me. Best time for Coding Garden. Nice. Yeah. And hola, Pedro, welcome. Hello, Overlord. What's up, Mustafa? Eternal Dev Coder, Geek Panther, how you doing? Spacey says, well, I've been away. You have track control LEDs now? Yeah, you haven't tuned in since then, definitely. And so anybody else that's new here or is not familiar with the LEDs, let me show you how it works. So you can do exclamation mark LED. I realize you cannot see that. Like that. Exclamation mark LED followed by 8 bits, zeros or ones. So if I do 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros and 1, 2, 3, 4 ones, it'll turn on the corresponding LEDs over there. And then the other thing is connect 4. So it's a grid. There's columns 0 through 7, and it's Twitch versus YouTube. So the blue dots are Twitch, and the red dots are YouTube. So right now it's actually Twitch's turn. So we could do C4, let's go column 1, and it will drop. And then when it's done dropping, it'll be YouTube's turn. And so someone on YouTube can choose a column. And then after someone wins, it just starts over. But yeah, these are fun little things that we built on stream. And hello, the Mall Douch, welcome. Drop is not working for you? It could be the timeout. You do have to wait 90 seconds between drops. And hello, Mahmood. Thanks for the follow, the Madouch. David says, I checked your newbie Tuesday series about higher order functions. It helped me a lot. That's good to hear. Yeah, I saw your comment on, I think it was Discord, but yeah, thanks for checking that out. One line of me, Shiftman and CJ, you are my favorite streamers. I love your positivity. Oh, thank you very much, one line of me. Infi says, I don't have the YouTube chat right now. That's okay. I don't know if we have any mods over there, but actually, if you don't mind, David and Kobe are mods over on the coding train. I might just mod them here. What do you all think? Should we mod Kobe and David on the coding garden? Let me know in the chat right now. And hey, Kobe, what's up? Free Debug says, what's the highest score so far? For the drop game, we literally have one person that got a perfect 100. And I think we've gotten 2 99.99s. So yeah. And hola, Banana Crazy. Hello, Not Blue Beast. Hello, Cow. Hello, Unbummy. Well, thank you, Infi. Yeah, the Trello clone was a pretty popular one. It was fun to do. I want to redo it. I kind of want to redo it with React. I feel like that would be pretty popular. But there'd be a lot more code, so it'd probably take longer. Track says, mod them. And hello, William. It's been a while, I think. I don't think I've seen you in the chat in a while. Welcome back. Hello, Super Tux. Hello, Zachary. Yeah. I wanted to learn Flutter too, but it's too verbose. Maybe in the future. I guess it's... So, one thing is right now with the Connect 4 game, we don't have really any sort of status board to let you know, like, whose turn it is. So you kind of just have to keep track. How did I connect the Twitch chat to the drop game? I created a custom backend. So this thing you're seeing right here, this is actually an Electron overlay, but it's connected to the same backend that's listening to both Twitch and YouTube chats. Oh, and look at that! Twitch won. Great work, Twitch. So in the next game, YouTube gets to go first. And these Arduino, the Arduino is listening to the exact same backend server. And they're all just listening for chat messages. There's my break timer. Let's take a quick stretch. Easy win. Yeah, you got to pay attention. Oh, I guess I'm not hiding chat commands in this overlay. I guess I need to. And hello, Alatans, welcome. Yeah, and those of you that are just joining, if you'd like to participate, go ahead and sign up on codinggame.com. So whenever I create a link for a clash, the first 11 people to click that link and click join get to participate. So if you go ahead and create your account now, you'll be more likely to be able to join, and you can get in faster. So yeah. David says, just wait to see my Python code. Infi has a fun fact for us. WebSQL was a W3C API that allowed you to use SQL storage in front-end JavaScript. It got discontinued because everyone used SQLite and replaced with IndexedDB. Very good. Thank you for the fun fact of the day, Infi. And if you ever look in the DevTools under application, you can actually see those things. So here's WebSQL, here's IndexedDB. It's similar to local storage, but it has like a SQL interface into it. And hello, Rockman. Welcome. Okay. What will happen with Connect 4 when we're only on Twitch? I'm going to create some sort of way of joining a team. So you can join the red team or the blue team with a chat command, and then it'll be red team versus blue team. Oh, hello, Domenico. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody got the Twitch notification, but I did say if you clicked this stream from the Twitch notification, send me this emoji so I know how many people actually can see that or click that. Oh, thank you, Mark. Much appreciated. How are we all doing? How is everyone? Are you good? Are you having a good Friday? I guess for some people it's Saturday already. Yeah, the LEDs are controlled via Johnny 5 with Fermata. Yeah, well, actually, in the very first Arduino stream, we did do some very basic C++, but Johnny 5 just makes it so much easier. So after we got the basics out with how to control an Arduino with C++, we started working with Johnny 5. Yeah, second. Hey, Domenico from London. Very good. Only if the mods do something, or if Kobe and David do something silly. We have plenty of mods already, but the more the merrier, so why not? It's really about, like, because we do have a lot of mods, but not all mods can necessarily tune in all the time. So it's good to have a wide range. You should see me code. That's silly enough. Hello, Garvit. Welcome. Trello with React would be awesome. I think I'll do that. I don't know when, but probably will. And hello, the Frost Snowball. Let's get the greetings out of the way. Hello, Garvit. We will do some coding problems. So go to codinggame.com to sign up, and in a second, I'm going to send out a link, and everyone can click that link to join the game. Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Leandro. Good morning, Levi, who's learning about React MUI. I guess, is that a component framework? Yeah, Kobe has been getting some really good drops today. I saw, like, before I really went live, 2 of them landed right on the garden. Yeah. And hello, Woken Pachi? Hello, Abalash. What's up, Marion? And hello, Get Some. Welcome to the show. All right. Oh, the Trello clone is what got Infi into Feathers. They need me on their marketing team. I sort of am, because I created that Feathers.js tutorial series, and that's getting a lot of traction for people, at least even knowing about Feathers or deciding to use Feathers. Yeah, and hello, moles. Yes, there you go. Thank you, Infi. I'm going to send the link in just a second. I'm going to make sure I'm not missing anything else, and then we'll get into it. Pranjal says, how to find useful information from Chrome WebRTC internals when debugging WebRTC connections. I actually haven't done much debugging of WebRTC connections. I've worked with them, but I haven't really had to debug them. So I'm not familiar with those internals. C4 is the Connect 4 game. That's this thing right here. Hello, Musat. And what's up, Panaboth? Hello, Avamanu. No notification here. I've been following for a while. Yeah, Twitch, that's the thing. Twitch and YouTube don't always send out notifications immediately. Sometimes they wait. I don't know. It was so hard to get those emoji after notification. Well, thanks for doing it. It's Friday? Yeah. From your docs, what should I watch to make private chatting, including storing messages? You probably want some sort of authentication, right? Because you want chat messages to only be accessible by certain users. It gets a little more complex with a chat system because you're basically... you might have private rooms, and in those rooms, any number of people that are allowed to enter that room can access those messages. If you've never done anything with authentication and authorization, you can check out my Auth from Scratch series on YouTube. It's called Noob Quest, Auth from Scratch. The videos are kind of long, but in each one, I'm pairing with a complete and total noob. So they ask lots of questions. We go really slow. We try to explain everything that goes into creating an app with authentication and authorization. In that application, we just do like a very simple blog where you can only, or like a message, a notes app where you can only access your notes. You can't access anyone else's notes. So you could expand from that to create like a messaging system. Do one of the things in C++. I think I'll try. Maybe every single round I do a different language. What do we think of that? It may may not be very fun once we get started. Hello, One Bomby. I'm doing pretty good. All right, am I missing anything else? My typical work hours, I typically work from like 9:30 to 6 p.m.-ish. 9:30 a.m. to 6 p.m.-ish. Yeah. Good morning, Razor1. Welcome. Oh, no worries. Thanks for dropping by. What's that camera showing? It is the LED command and the connect4 command. And welcome back, Sumit. Symphony. It's using Johnny 5, which under the hood uses the Fermata protocol. All right, let's get into it. I take a break for lunch too, in talking about my hours of the day. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start a private clash. I will share this link with YouTube first because YouTube is fairly delayed compared to Twitch. All right, we're gonna mod Kobe. Now, Kobe, feel free to just hang out. You don't have to actually be a mod, but you can share links and you have mod privileges. And same thing with David. Yeah, there we go. Because they're both moderators on the coding train, and so I know I can trust them. All right, here we are. Oh wait, did I? Oh, I didn't even share it on. There we go. Thank you, Impy. I didn't share it on Twitch. Here we go. Now you will. We're gonna do multiple of these, so if you didn't get in on this one, you'll have a chance to join the next one. All right, fastest mode. For fastest one to finish wins. I'm gonna do this one with JavaScript. I can't think fast in other languages. Given a base and a solution, you must find the exponent needed to get the base from the solution, such that n raised to x equals y. Okay, I mean, this is like it's not the square root. It's like the whatever root you're trying to find. I have no way. I don't know math very well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create an infinite loop. While true, if and then we'll have a counter. It's called the logarithm. Oh, okay, we could do a logarithm. I'm just gonna do it manually. Let count equal 0. If n raised to the power of count is equal to y, return console.log count. Else count plus plus. Okay, this could like time out. Let's see if it works. All right, we're gonna submit it. But I'm happy to see someone that did it with a logarithm, and those of you that know a lot about math, because that's probably a much more efficient way of doing it. But basically what I did is I calculated every single power until I found the right one, and then just logged that. And David says they did it manually as well. So David did it with Python, finished in 57 seconds. Let's see how they did it. Yep, very similar. So read in n and y, while true, if n raised to the power of the counter is equal to y, print it. Done. Yeah, Aldu has potentially the formula. Let's see if somebody else does the formula. The thing is, you have 15 minutes to finish this problem. So if you didn't finish that fast, that's totally fine. It's cool to see. Let me try to zoom in. But it's cool to see that Python has a very similar exponentiation operator like JavaScript, the star star. And so we look at my code. It's basically what I do. So star star was introduced into JavaScript, I think, was it ES 2016? It may have been 2015, but I think it was 2016. But this is the same thing as math.pow, but it's just syntactic sugar. So if n raised to the power of count is equal to y, return log. So we basically have an infinite loop, but by adding this return statement, it's going to break out of that infinite loop. Yeah, I zoomed in a little bit. I have a question from the message board. I'm able to start npm. I think you're unable to start npm. I think I saw your comment. If you join the Discord, I am more than happy to help you after the stream. But be sure, when you join the Discord, be sure to read all the messages that you get and make sure you understand the implications of joining the Discord. And then you can get some help in either the front end help or the back end help channel. ES6, okay. Is when this thing got added to JavaScript. Infi did the formula. All right, let's see what they did. Yeah, so Infi did it in 2 minutes and 56 seconds in JavaScript. This is much simpler. So we have math.log, and you did it like code golf style. You didn't have to do this. You didn't have to reassign it to a variable, but it's totally fine that you did. But we say log of y divided by log of n, and that gives us the power that n needs to be raised to give us y. Very cool. And what's up, Elu? Welcome. Spacey did a while true with a counter recently with a 4. Let I less than infinity. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like an infinite loop, an infinite while loop, but yeah, basically that for loop is going to go forever until you break out. If you do !Discord, you'll get a link. You can also go to coding.garden/discord in your browser, and you'll get there. We're playing coding game. That's what we're doing right now. Good morning, Brandon. How's it going? I'm having a good day. Working in Angular. It's very different than React. Yeah, and thank you, Kobe. Please change this 10 seconds into 15 seconds. I can't change it. Yeah, I can't. And hello, Evo Pisces. Good morning. For let I equals 0, false. Yeah. So the thing about a for loop in a lot of languages, actually, this middle section here is really just the comparison. And if that comparison always returns false, you basically have an infinite loop. Cool. So let's see how Vu did it. And Vuton did it in C. So we're bringing in standard bool, string, standard IO, and standard lib. And very similarly, just basically counting up until we actually find it. Yeah, and that's the other thing. So if you have no initialization, like you're not saying I equals 0, if you have no comparison, and if you have no increment, it still works because technically they're just empty expressions. Yeah. Good morning, roaming. Post on Discord first. Okay, I'll do that. So if you're on the Discord, I'm going to share the link in the live chat channel, and you potentially will be able to click the link sooner. But in C, it's very similar. We have a counter. Instead of doing while true, we did Vuton did while 1. Raise n to the power of count. If it equals to y, break out and print it. Very good. Levi says, it appears I need to practice my math a little bit more. Let's see what Levi did. Very cool. So math.log of y divided by math.log of n. This is what Infi did as well. I believe live chat is open to all viewers. Like new viewers, people that have not completed the things they need to do on the Discord, they can still see the messages in live chat, I believe. All right, let's see what Alta did. Alte? Very similar. Raise to the power and then log it. Dave did it with JavaScript. Did the classic math formula. I'm curious if anybody got like what's the word? Creative. If anybody got creative with it. And here's the Java solution. Read n and y. Very similar. We're gonna loop up, find every power. That might have been a better condition for the while loop. I like that John did this actually. Let's take a quick stretch. But this actually makes a lot more sense. Instead of doing while true, while math to the power of if n to the power of a is not equal to y, increment the counter. Otherwise, print out the counter. Great work, John. I think everyone potentially saw me do while true, and then maybe they went with that. But that's a good way to do it as well. So instead of having an infinite loop, this is your breaking condition for the loop. Am I the king of React? No way. No way. And hello, did you say sound? Welcome. Howdy do. I'm pretty good. Started looking for an X-based log function for JavaScript. Turns out there isn't one. You have to change the logarithm base number. Yes, I guess it defaults to base 2, right? Yeah. All right, let's do another one. That was fun. Great work, everyone. And yeah, I will share it on the Discord first. It's not a Chrome extension. It's actually a separate app for Mac called Timeout. I have it set up to show a micro break. Oh, the default base is E? Interesting. But I have it to show a micro break, a 5-second micro break every 15 minutes, and a 5-minute long break every hour. But if you do !break, you can get a link to that. Can someone in the chat explain what that Arduino board is? You get 10 coding garden points if you give a good explanation. All right, here comes the link. If you're on the Discord, I'm going to send it there first. Then we'll send it on YouTube, and then we'll send it on Twitch. And it's full. Coding Games team is based in my city, and I've sent candidate to join them. I love what they're doing. Oh, cool. Yeah, they have a really cool website, really cool concept. All right, this is the shortest mode. So you can take as long as you want, but if you have the shortest number of characters, you win, and you have 15 minutes to do this. So print the value of each word in the given sentence. The value of a word is equal to the sum of the character codes of the characters in that word. The value of each word on separate lines. Okay, so the input is a sentence on a single line. Interesting. So the example only gives us one input, but let's do this. So line is going to be a sentence, and I believe if we split it by spaces, I'm going to say like line.split space, that's going to give us all the words. And then for each word, we'll need to add up all the character codes. So I'll say words.map, and then we're going to get access to each word. But in here, we need to sum up all the character counts. So that I'll probably use a reduce. So we can split the word into an array, reduce it to get the sum, and we're going to get each individual character, and we want to return sum plus character.charcode at 0. And the sum starts off at 0. Like that. So that's going to give us all of the values. And then we need to log those values, each one on a different line. So I could do values.join with a new line. Let's see. Okay, so it works for that one. Test case 2. Works for that one. Works for all of them. All right, so we have some working code. Now we need to make it as small as possible. Yeah, so thank you, Simon, and hello, Simon, welcome. So I wrote it out like really big, but now let's try to make it as small as possible. So right now it's 182 characters. Let's make it small. So one thing is, I don't need to create a line variable, so I can just do this. And then we can say readline.split. And then what Simon mentioned was instead of console log, so here's a pro tip for anybody that's new to coding game, is instead of console log, you can do print. It'll work in the same way, but it's just less characters. So there's that. And then we don't really need the words variable. We can just put this in line like that. So we can get rid of that. Does it still work? Still works. Cool. And then we can just shorten our reduce. So we'll have each individual word. We don't need parentheses. Oh, sorry. Shorten our map and our reduce. So each individual word. And this right here splits a string into an array is basically what we're doing. And then let's rename sum to S, like that. We don't need spaces here. We don't need that. Oh, and thank you. Yeah, so I actually just learned this, was it yesterday? No, Wednesday. Charcode at defaults to 0 if you don't pass anything in. So that's one less character. That's good. We can get rid of that. And then basically this whole thing can be put into the print. W, not WO. I'll check it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, thank you, Simon. W, right there. Okay, so that gives us 89 characters. Let's see. Nobody's submitted yet. Are you waiting to see how many characters? Because we could potentially do this with less characters. I don't know. I mean, maybe if we use a for loop to sum it instead of a reduce, there might be less characters in there. But this is 89 characters, and we have 10 minutes left. So I'm gonna try to do the same thing, but with a for loop instead, and see how many characters that gives us. Let me create a scratch pad. Okay, so this here is 189 characters. Let's try something else. I don't have a tutorial on refresh tokens, but check out Bin Awad on YouTube. He has some really good videos on that. Let's see if anybody said anything. Yeah, we got rid of all constant lets. We're just doing it all on one line. Can I remove this value? I don't know if I can. Let's see. Yeah, so the thing about a reduce is it needs an initial value. If you don't give it an initial value, it'll use the first value in the array. And in this case, the first value in an array, S here would have been the first character, and then you get a weird scenario. So you do actually need that 0 there. Hello, Engine. I don't really have a schedule. The main thing is I stream every Wednesday for Code Katas. Other than that, it's very sporadic. Really just when I wake up early enough and feel like streaming. But yeah. Yeah, write code first and then condense it. What if you leave the comma but get rid of the 0 itself? Because it would be undefined. I don't think undefined would get coerced to a number. Let's see. No, that won't work. Okay, but I'm going to try to do... Oh, yeah. Don't need that. Thank you, Orlando. So that's going to give us 88 characters. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just caught that, Simon. So 88, not 189. So, okay. So we have 88. All right, let's try to do it with a for loop. And also, let's see if anybody's submitted it yet. Oh, wow. David did it in Python with 52 characters. And Kobe did it with 80 characters. Yeah, so this is the default value for reduce. That's what why that 0 is, though. Is there. All right. We're gonna start over and try to just do it with a for loop. So, let's do this. These are our words, and then for each word we need to add up the characters in every word. So create a for loop. Though I think potentially map and join is going to be less characters. Yeah, run. I feel like that's cheating, but yeah, we could actually run this through a minifier. So DuckDuckGo has a JavaScript minifier built in. If this is less characters, I'm not going to use it. But if we pass this in and minify it, let's see how many characters we get, or if it's less. They added a semicolon, but it's the same number of characters. So my brain is just as good as the DuckDuckGo minifier. Okay. I'll just do it with a for loop, and then we'll minimize it. So I equals 0 while I is less than words.length. I plus plus. Then we want to get the sum, so I'll say let sum equals 0, and then we have another for loop that goes from j equals 0, while j is yeah, that's a good point, Kobe. We'll do that in the next round. So if you've already played, just wait a few seconds before clicking the link. Already longer. Well, we'll get rid of the spaces and the new lines, and we'll see. So while j is less than, and really we need the letters, which is going to be words.split. Is words.split less characters than spreading it into an array? Okay, that's 15. But if we do It's definitely less characters. Yeah, so those two lines do the same thing, but if you spread it, it's actually 5 less characters. So we'll spread it to create it. Oh, is the split needed? No, it's not. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because we're using a for loop, we can just access the indice in the string. Yeah, thank you, Manu. So while j is less than words at I.length, I++. So now we're looking at each individual character. And so I'll say sum plus equal words at I at j dot charcode at because it defaults to 0. So that gives us the sum. And then we need to print the sum. What did I do wrong? Cannot read property length of undefined. J++, thank you. I was incrementing the wrong thing. All right, so this works. Now let's make it small. We're going to get rid of that variable and just put it right here. Actually, yeah, you're right. A for in would be potentially less characters than a for loop. So I could say for word in words and for letter in word. And then we just say letter. Oh yeah, you're right. We don't need a split for a read line either. Wait. No, we do. Because we need to split it on spaces. For of? Okay, I always get confused. Do I need for in or for of? I just went with what that person told me. Isn't a JavaScript minifier considered cheating? Yes, that's why we didn't use one. Okay, so this works. And because of that, let's see how small we can... Oh, let's see how small we can get it by removing semicolons and different things like that. So we'll put that there. Yeah, Kobe got it in 80 characters. Okay. Yeah, so far, the smallest number of characters is 80 in JavaScript. Python, we've got 52, and we've only got 3 minutes left. So let's get this working. We actually need the spaces here because otherwise JavaScript won't know what we're talking about. So we do need to say word of. We don't need let. We can put sum on that line and then do this, but we will get rid of the semicolon. So get rid of the space there. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then print sum. So this gives us 99 characters. We changed it to for of instead of for in. Oh yeah, and now we can do single letter variables, and that should get us pretty small. Is it going to get us less than 88 characters, I think is what we were at? I don't know. How much time do we have? We have 2 minutes. Okay. We'll do W, and then we'll do S, and L, and S, and L, and S. 80 characters. Okay, so this is probably what Kobe did. All right, what did I do wrong? Oh, this is... Oh, no, this is going to be less than Kobe, isn't it? Yes! We're going to beat Kobe! Here we go. Submit. Nice. All right. That one took me 13 minutes, but let's see how David did it in Python. Look at that. Okay, so they're using a list comprehension. Read in the input, and then for every character, for every word in the input. That's interesting. So in Python, does split uh, split on spaces by default? Is that how that works? Because we're splitting the sentence into words. I am guessing that's how it works here. What did you say, Amin? Don't need curly braces in the inner for loop? Oh, you're right! You're absolutely right. That would have been 2 less characters? Okay. It's okay. My code is an affront to humanity because I wanted to try using a for loop for a challenge, but it works. Okay. Simon is saying, yes, I think that's for the... It splits on spaces by default. That's good. It saves you some characters. I also had S... Oh, man, I could have gotten less. Okay, somebody's going to beat me. Is anyone going to beat me? You have like a minute left. With no args, split is space. Cool. So in Python, you don't got to pass a space in. And then W is every word inside of that array of words. And then for each one, we're going to sum, which is built into Python. And then before we sum an array, we have to get the character code value for every letter in that word. And so the map function will take, I'm guessing it's taking a string or some iterable. And in this case, we're calling ord, which is the same thing as charcode at in JavaScript, but ord will give us the character code. So that gives us an array of character codes. We sum those character codes and we print them out. Wow, Python is very terse. Ooh, Ruby got 57 characters. Let's see how John did it. And hello, Nero from Tunisia. It is not too late to start coding. No. Hello, Depopom. Welcome. Oh, look at Ruby. So put string. Get chomp. Chomp. I wonder what chomp is in Ruby. Is that reading the input? That's a funny word, chomp. Split it on spaces. I'm guessing chomp gets the it's like read line in the code that we're writing. Split it on spaces. Map it. This is kind of like Python because we are it's for reading string from input. Chomp chomp. But this is kind of like Python because we created this map function, or not created, but we're using the map function to call ord on every character in the string, and then we're calling sum to sum up all of those ASCII codes, basically. Thema says, and I thought I knew Python. This is Ruby, though. This is not Python. Ruby is weird. Ruby and Python both have a lot of built-in functions that there aren't a lot of built-in functions in JavaScript when compared to like Ruby and Python. Yeah, Ruby is cool. Okay. Let's see how Arul did it in Python. Very similar to David. Let's compare these. So David has this on that line instead of putting it inside the list comprehension. But here we're doing that for each word in it. I see. So the calculating the ordinance for each one, instead of using the map function, they used a list comprehension, which is more characters than just using the map function. Interesting. And then if we look at mine, some people were mentioning, yep, so that's 2 spaces I didn't need. That would have put me at, I don't know if I could have beat 58, but that would have at least got rid of 2 characters. And then for this inner for loop, I could have gotten rid of the curly braces, but then I would have needed a semicolon. So I technically could have removed 3 characters. All right, let's see how Kobe did it. For of, print, reduce. Okay, so apparently using a reduce is actually more characters than using a for of, which is very interesting. So we would have been at 74 characters. All right, let's see how David did it. A different David, I believe. Yeah, so this is interesting. We saw this the other day, but you might not know that you could do this. But in JavaScript, template literals, like the backticks, are technically template functions. So this is like you're creating a template function, and split is your function that gets called on it. It's really weird. At the end of the day, this is the same thing as split, open close parentheses, single quotes for a space, but it's basically a tagged template literal. But regardless, split it, map it, reduce it. This is very similar to the first one that I did. Yeah, and then again, you know, this is a good trick for code golf though, because instead of having to do dot split open parenthesis quote space quote close parenthesis, this is 2 less characters. I believe there's a global leaderboard. I think you have like a ranking. I don't know. I have XP. I don't know what that means. I'm not quite sure. Spacey, if you click share, we can take a look at your code. Let's see how free debugs did it. Oh yeah, and somebody asked about print. I think it's built into coding games. So instead of doing console log, you can do print. Split it, map it, reduce it, and then for each one, log it. Yeah, and this is this is more characters than joining it together on new lines and then logging that whole thing. But technically, if there were multiple words in the sentence, then you needed to log each sum on a different line, which is why they're doing the for each here. But in the other solutions, we saw that they were just doing join it on a new line and print that. Oh, I'm not even looking at the the stream stats, but yeah, there's a lot of people here. Welcome, everyone. Kobe is saying, ranking and experience are mainly based on the puzzles they have completed rather than the clashes. Yeah, I don't know if there's any ranking for clashes, but there are other games you can play on this website. All right, let's see what Spacey did. Ooh, okay. Wait, does this work? What's happening here? Oh, I see. We're initializing a variable. I was like, is this a shortcut for reline? No. We're initializing a variable. It's an array with 0 inside of it. And then for every character in readline, if it's a space... Oh, so I like this. So instead of doing split, we're iterating over every character in the entire sentence. And when we reach a space, we start summing a new number. I like it. No, I actually do like this, Spacey, because instead of doing the split, it's kind of it's more performant. This is actually just a single pass of the entire sentence. Yeah, very cool. So if you come across a space, push a new number into the array, and that's the number we're going to be summing instead. And then otherwise, you take that last number that's in the array and increment it by the character code. Very cool. Coding Pasta did it in 29 characters. Oh, okay, but they only got a 60%, meaning some test cases didn't pass. But yeah, this was the issue. Technically, there could have been more than one word in the sentence, and if that's the case, you have to log it on multiple lines, which results in more code. Alte, let's see. Split it on spaces. Get all of the character codes into an array, and then sum them all up and log the sum. And again, this time we didn't look at every single word. I think you're just looking at the first word. Cool. Let's see what Dave did in 13 characters. Too hard. No worries at all. Hello, Fishy Dev. Welcome. Can competitive programming help in web development? Probably not. I mean, it'll help you sharpen your skills and fine-tune your coding. So maybe. Totally intentional. Yeah, I liked your code, Spacey. It's possible. I guess what Dave was... No, not Dave. Alte. Yeah. And so when the challenge starts, you want to look at that first screen because it'll tell you, are we in shortest mode, are we in fastest mode? But yeah. All right, so let's start another one. That one was fun. And David provided the link, so you can sign up there. I'm about to share the link to join. Now, I will ask, if you have already participated today, wait 7 seconds before clicking the link, just to give other people a chance to join. And so we can see some other people's coding styles as well. Some. That was actually pretty funny, wasn't it? Yes, please let Daniel Garden play. And I'm going to hide the URL. I don't know if somebody paused the video, would you be able to type all of those characters fast enough to join? 7 is too little. Wait Wait 10 seconds then. If you've already played, wait 10 seconds before clicking that link. I mean, the countdown, yeah, it's technically 2 minutes. All right, looks like we got some new people in here. Welcome, everyone. Got him. Is Dan? Yeah, Dan Garden is here. And thanks for the follow, Ukath. All right, this is reverse mode. So this one is potentially tricky, but you're given what is the input and what is the output, and you have to guess what code to write to get that output. We get 0, we pass back 1. We get 0, 0, 1, we pass back 1, 1, 0. We get 0, 1, 1, we pass back 1, 0, 0. We get 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1. We get back 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. This is an exclusive OR with all ones. Yeah, it's an exclusive OR. Okay. So in JavaScript, you can convert numbers into binary. It technically is just an exclusive OR, but yeah, you're right. You could actually just flip them. If it's a 0, send back a 1. If it's a 1, send back a 0. Okay, we'll do that. But actually, it would be fun. Is anybody going to solve it with an exclusive OR? Let me know. But I'm just going to solve it by flipping each value. So we can say b.split. That's going to give us each individual character. It's an exclusive OR with 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. The number of ones in the length of the string. Flip the bits. So split it into an array. We're going to map it. We're going to get that particular value. And if that value is equal to 0, we're going to return 1. And if that value, otherwise, we're going to return 0 because it was a 1. And then we're going to join that all together to get the result. An exclusive OR would need 2 inputs, but you could generate the second input. You could basically say create a binary number of all ones that is the same length as b. So when the input was length 1, you exclusive OR that with 1. When the input was 0, 0, 1, you exclusive OR that with 1, 1, 1. I did send it to Discord. It's in the live chat channel. Just return not value. Would that do it? I don't think it'd do it because not of a string 0 is actually true. Or wait. Not 0 wouldn't give you true because it's a string. All right, let's see how GGEZ did it in Python. Yeah, we're flipping the bits. So we grab the input. We have our output, which starts off as an empty string. And then for every character in the input, if it's a 0, we're going to put a 1 onto our output. Otherwise, we're going to put a 0 onto our output. And then we print the entire output. A non-empty string is always true in JavaScript, right? And hello, Alka. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the show. All right, let's see how David did it also in Python. So empty string, join it. If 1 is 0, 1. Otherwise, 0 for every character in the input. Python is interesting. Like, this is somewhat readable, but, like, things are flopped around for me. I can't really tell, like, what is what. So I in B is going to be each character in the input. For every character in the input, if I is equal to 0, then give back 1. Yeah, so to me, that's a little bit weird that 1 is on the left-hand side. Otherwise, give back 0. Or return 0. Yeah, that's Alka. And thanks for the follow, ASG Gab. Could it be done using a regular expression? Yeah, I think so. The inline if statement is equal to a question mark colon ternary. Yeah, so it's similar to a ternary. So list comprehensions and ternary operands. Hello, Nitz. Welcome. Okay, let's see. Luis did it. So Python seems to really have a leg up in these shortest code challenges. Or no, this wasn't shortest. Never mind. But let's see how Luis did it. Very similar. So instead of a list comprehension, we're using a for in, but it's that same ternary. So if I is 0, return 1, otherwise return 0. All right, and then we can see my code, which I didn't really explain, but take the string, split it into an array of strings, map over each character, and if that character is equal to 0, return 1, otherwise return 0, and then join that entire array together on no spaces. Spacey says, I feel clever doing ternary with 1 and 0. I'll take a look. The best mapping algorithm. I don't know what you mean by that. The mod ouch. Let's see what you did. You did it in JavaScript. We just did it with a for loop. So we have our result, and then for every letter in the input, if that letter is equal to 0, and check this out, they used type coercion. So because they use double equals, they can actually compare a string 0 with a number 0. That's why this works. So if it's 0, or if it's kind of 0, hey, JavaScript, is this kind of 0? Then we're going to add a 1 to the result. And this is also type coercion here. So because the result is a string, when we add something to it, even though it's a number, that number gets coerced into a string. Similarly with 0. And then we log out the result. That's very cool. Good job, the Mad Ouch. Oh, not in the clash. Share your code in the chat. I'll take a look. There's a reason Python is used by data scientists, type designers, and other people that don't mainly program but require programming in their job. It's short, easy, and there's a library for everything. I can believe it. All right, let's see how Arul did it in Python. For every character in the input, if the character is equal to 1, print 0. What is end? Did they get... They got 100%. So it looks like this print does not print on a new line. I'm guessing what that does. That's what that does. Yeah, so it removes the new line so that everything will show up on the same line, which is the same thing as building up a string. Very cool. In JavaScript, I don't think there is a way to not print without a new line, to print without a new line. Very cool. All right, Impy did it in JavaScript. Here's an interesting way to do it. So replace every 0 with a 2, replace every 1 with a 0, and then replace every 2 with a 1. I like that. It's kind of like a 2 is your temporary variable. So every 0 becomes a 2. That way it doesn't interfere with the 1s. And then after you're done replacing the 1s, you turn the 2s into 1s. Very cool. Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can use process.standardout instead of console log. And hello, Portal Gaming. And thank you, Austin. Mike, if you press share code, we can take a look at what you did. So Philippe only got 25%, but they did it with C#. Let's take a look. Read the input. Nice job, Philip. So this is they wrote the code to pass explicitly the tests that were in the description, but the thing is you have to write code that is a very as a general solution. No worries, Philip. I mean, technically your code was right 25% of the time. So when the input was 0, write 1. When the input was 001, write 110. Clean code. Hashtag clean code. Nice. We've been had. All right. Simon did it with Python. Oh, they got a 0% though. Oh. What's the tilde operator in Python? Is that, oh, and I see. So I think Simon was trying to do bit shifting. So, read in the input, and then int will take the base, so parse it as binary. And then, were they trying to do bit shifting? And if binary tilde of s, I don't really know what's happening here. What can any Python people explain what's happening? And if the length, while the length of t is less than the length of the string, add 1 to the beginning. So we're padding it. Interesting. I think I sort of get what's going on. Like if it began with zeros, we're making those zeros 1s. This is the not operator. Okay, so that would make potentially all 0s 1s and all 1s 0s. Okay. Very cool though. It looks like it didn't work, but I think I see where you're going with that. Parse it as binary. For every value, flip it. Though, what is this? We're only grabbing the last 3 values? Is that what this is doing? The last 3 digits? Okay, here's a crazy Python solution. Let's try to look at it in my editor. What is this coding game? If you do ! working on, you can get a link to the website. Technically, so I mentioned this earlier, this particular problem was an exclusive OR. So you could have solved it without, like, checking the bits. Apparently, this would have worked too. A.translate. Nice. I saw somebody use translate, I think on Monday during this, in Python, because translate accepts a table of conversions, and you can just call it on any string, and it will do the conversions for you. That's very cool. Did I just put Python code in a JavaScript file? Yes, because I wanted to look at it. I guess I could put it in a Python file and get syntax highlighting. Here we go. So, list map. There's too much going on here. List map, int map, lambda, int map. Wow. Readline is not built into JavaScript. This is particular to the coding game that we're playing. It's a way of getting input so that you can use it. How do I get open with VS Code? I believe you have to set that up whenever you install VS Code. I don't know if you can set it up after. Oh, okay, I see. That's what the I'll show you. So right here, I was like, what is this for? So in Python, when you have a binary number, it has 0b, and so this will remove the 0b from the beginning. Cool. And then if there were zeros at the beginning, we need to turn those into ones. And so that's what this was doing, I believe. Very cool. All right, did we look at Dan's code? Oh, no, I don't think we did. Here we go. I think this is bit shifting. Or exclusive OR. Yeah, we're exclusive ORing each number. Nice, Dan. Okay. My beautiful Ruby solution. We have binary, I believe. S to I to integer, and then 2 is binary. Whoa. Whoa. Hello, Miguel. I'm doing good. And no worries, Pranjal. You can try to join the next one. We're going to do at least 2 more. 0bx. Yeah, so that's why we would remove the first 3. Very cool. Okay, so Dan actually did do an exclusive OR. So split the input on to turn it into an array, and then for every value inside of the string, we're going to do an exclusive OR with 1. And I believe exclusive OR would cast or would coerce this string character into a number. But if we look at JavaScript operators, operators, can I search for XOR? Bitwise operators. Here we go. Bitwise exclusive OR. So returns a 1 in each bit position for which the corresponding bits of either but not both operands are 1s. So an exclusive OR is if you have 0 and 1, that's true in an exclusive OR because either one of them is 1. If you have 1 and 0, that's true or 1 because it's exclusive. But if you have 0 and 0, that's false or 0. And if you have 1 and 1, that's false because it's not exclusive OR. So we are taking the exclusive OR of every single character and then joining it all together on the empty string. Oh, okay. So this applies to every type of variable, not just strings, I guess. Strings, lists, sets, very cool. I have used a Raspberry Pi. Nice, Banana Crazy. Glad you figured that out. Okay, let's do another one. And I'll mention this, if you've already joined, then you should wait 10 seconds before clicking join, so that way you can give other people a chance to join. Okay, so Fetish Lace is saying they're going to do some reduce madness. Turn it into an array, reduce it, a plus 1 times not of the value. Oh, and a is actually the string that we're building up. I like it. So if we turn either a string 0 or a string 1 into an actual number, that's going to give us back, and then if we not it, it'll give us back false if it's 0 and true if it's 1. And apparently 1 times true gives us 1 and 1 times false gives us 0. Let's try that. 1 and 1 times false, 0. Wow. And so that's gonna flip the bit, basically. Very cool. I like it. All right. And so I'm gonna share this link first on the Discord in the live chat channel. But like I said, if you've already joined, we're gonna do more of these. But wait 10-15 seconds before clicking join so that other people can get a chance to participate. Oh, Alka's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What do I think of Eclipse? It's cool. I don't really code much in Java, though. What's up with everything forcing Google sign-in? I'm not sure, client telephone. All right. No one waited. There are new people here. All right, this is reverse mode. So you're given the inputs, and this is the output. What's 169 minus 104? That is not 13. 100 and 250, and the result is 50. 1 and 1, the result is 1. 1005. All right. It does random. W3 is the that was the play yes. So my username on a lot of things is W3CJ, and it's a play on the fact that the W3 is the World Wide Web Consortium, and my name is CJ. Okay, I have no idea what's happening here. Nobody tell me. Don't tell me what's happening here. I'm going to try to figure this out. 169 and 104, and the result is 13. Oh, this is maybe the lowest similar divisor. Yeah, because if you have a value that, like, the lowest divisor that's not 1, maybe. Unless 1 is the only divisor, common divisor. Does that make sense? Because in this case, I'm guessing this is, one of these numbers is prime. So the only common one is 1. In this case, 1 is a common divisor, but 5 also is, so we choose 5 instead. Great GCD? What is the GCD? The greatest common divisor. I don't do much math these days. I do have a minor in mathematics. I went to university. All right. Yeah, and I guess with mod we can figure that out. All right, unless it's prime. Okay, so let's do it. I think I'm just gonna calculate it manually. But what we need to do is we need to start dividing both of the numbers by a given value, and when we find a common one, we stop. And if we get all the way to the end, up to the greatest number, then we log 1. So we'll take our max value, and that'll just be math.max of a and b. And then we want a for loop that goes from I equals 2 all the way up to, so while I is less than the max, less than or equal to the max, I++, and if a mod I is equal to 0 and b mod I is equal to 0, then we are just going to print I. If we make it through that whole thing, and actually I'm going to do return so that like breaks out of this function. And if we make it through that whole thing and we haven't printed anything, then we are going to just print 1. There we go. Oh no, it broke. Found 2, expected 50. Oh, greatest common divisor, right? It's not the least one. So we actually need to iterate in reverse. Yeah, it's the greatest common divisor, not the least common divisor. Because in this case, technically it would have been 2, but we want the greatest one. So if I iterate in reverse, we should still get there. So set I equal to max, while I is greater than or equal to 2. I guess technically, I could just say greater than or equal to 1, but that's fine. Greater than or equal to 2, I minus 1. At least it's always 1. There we go. I got it. All right. Oh, am I the second? Look at me! I did it! Hey, what's up, Aaron? Okay, Simon says, greatest common divisor is really common in number theory, but least common divisor isn't. So I calculated the least common divisor first, but we should have calculated the greatest common divisor. Well, x does not equal y. If x is greater than y, x equals x minus y, else y equals y minus x. Is this the greatest common divisor algorithm? And yeah, Kobe has it. You want to find the highest one, not the lowest. Keep on subtracting until the smallest and find it. Yeah, I think that's what Mert Chan provide, or yeah, that's what this is. And I could have printed the one inside the for loop if I just left my algorithm, right? And hello, Euclidean Ace. Euclid's algorithm. How relevant! Euclidean Ace is here, and we just implemented. Well, I didn't implement Euclidean's algorithm. I did it the brute force way. But you could have implemented Euclidean's algorithm. And if you can't use 1, it's 2 for 50% of the numbers. Well, in this case, it's not because we wanted the greatest one, not the least one. I can use the greatest common divisor to find the least common divisor. All right, so let's see how DOS did it, and hello DOS did it in JavaScript. Yeah, grab each value. Greatest common divisor takes in A and B. And if B, I guess, has a value, B is not 0, then we're going to do, this is a recursive function, we're going to call the greatest common divisor of B and A mod B. Yeah, so A mod B gives us the remainder of the division. And if the remainder of the division is 0, then we return A, which is the common divisor. Though I guess, yeah, I guess we didn't have to do the check here because it always gives us the larger number as the first one. Das, if you're in the chat, let me know if that's the case. So does it always give us the larger value first? So we actually don't have to check to see which one is larger, and that's why this works, because we divide the larger one by the smaller one, at least in the initial iteration of the recursive function. Very cool, very cool. And then my solution. I hate that it's mostly math. Yeah. So my solution is we're basically dividing every possible number until we find one that they have in common. We get the max, but I think we didn't actually have to do this because A is always going to be the max. We iterate from the highest number down to the to 2. We could have iterated down to 1 as well. And then for each value, if the first value mod that value is 0, meaning it's divisible by that value, and the second one is divisible by that value, print that value. And if we make it through this whole loop and we didn't find it, we print 1. Though technically I could have just put that in here. Small mod big doesn't matter. Small mod big is always equal to the small. Interesting. Okay, let's see how Nola did it. Nola did it in C++. This is fun. There we go. And they did Euclid's algorithm. So while A is not equal to B, if A is greater than B, subtract it. Otherwise, subtract A from B. So if A is greater than B, subtract B from A. Otherwise, subtract A from B. And then we get the result. Hashtag include. It's not hashtag. Pound include. IOStream, string, vector, and algorithm. Why did we bring in algorithm? If anyone's anybody that knows C++ that's watching, what does the algorithm include give us? If you do exclamation mark working on, you'll get a link to coding game. Also, you can look in the show notes here on Twitch to get a link. And thanks for the follow, Comic125. It included it by default. I was too lazy to remember. Oh, okay. No worries, Nola. Okay, so they actually didn't need anything except for IOStream. Nice. Okay, Alka did it with JavaScript. Let's take a look. Read line, split it on spaces, and then parse it into a number, and then destructure those two numbers. And then I think this is similar to that GCD recursive function we saw earlier. And so while B is a thing, while it's not 0, B equals A mod B, and then set A to what B was. And eventually, we find a common divisor. I like it. All right, Pranjal did it in C++ as well. Include bits. Wait. Bits/standard C++ includes a GCD function? What? What? Yeah, so some people are mentioning this. So algorithm is a C++ standard library, but apparently bits is also a standard, well, not a standard library, but it is a library that includes functions and algorithms that we can use. Okay. Euclid's algorithm for GCD, set the largest number to itself minus the other number. Yeah, so I think we've only seen one implementation of Euclid's algorithm. Like, even the recursive function isn't, or the while loop that Alka did is not the Euclid's algorithm. But how do I join? In a second. So I create a link every time, and then you can click the link. And thanks for the follow, Octal. Standard template library. Hey, it looks like Python. Import solution. It's great, though. Good work. It's pretty cool that you can import things like this. Apparently, there's probably a lot of different libraries you can import for C++. Oh yeah, Python has math.gcd. All right, let's see how Destroyer did it in JavaScript. They have the recursive GCD function, very similar to what who was it? What DOS did. Cool. And Spacey did it. Whoa. We have like inline destructuring here, but parse all of the inputs as numbers, while y still has a value. Oh, I see. So instead of using a temporary variable, we're using destructuring to not have to create a temporary variable, like Alka did, because Alka's solution is very similar, but they had to create a temporary variable they called underscore b. But in this case, we don't need a temporary variable. We just use destructuring to say y is equal to x mod y, and x is equal to y. Yep. And then print x. Yeah, require GCD. Does it exist on NPM? Compute the greatest common divisor using Euclid's algorithm. All variables are temporary. You're right. Look at that. You could install it from NPM. All right, let's see what what David did. Very similar to what I did. If we find it, log it. Instead of return, they used a break statement. That's totally valid. In OF, if you want to share your code, we can take a look at what you did. But let's go ahead and start a new one. Oh, wow. Requiring in bits slash standard C++.h includes all dependencies, or like all includes, and you don't have to include anything else. Require hearts. Oh, maybe you didn't actually type that. That's my profanity filter. I don't know why it filters out that word, but it does. Okay, here we go. I will share it on Discord first. And then here goes to YouTube. Yeah, I don't know why I did text that. It could be insensitive to some cultures. Oh, Terrazoid's here. Welcome. And Jan. Welcome, everyone. Here we go. Reverse mode. Okay, so we're given the input and the output. We have to guess what the code is. It seems like some sort of, not a cipher, but like a shift of characters. So given coding game, we do that. Given okay, I know what to do. I'm not going to say it out loud because then people will finish it faster than me. But here's what we do. We're going to take the word that we got, split it into an array, and then we're going to map that to get each character, and we want to return the character code and shift it by 1. Though technically, we just want everything after the first character, and then we want to do the first character stays the same, and this all needs to be joined together, like that. No! Oh, we need to say string dot from code point. Oh, shift by the index? Ah, okay. Thank you, Alco. Is that what we need, though, from code point? What did I do? Oh, I need to slice 0. Wait. Wait. What did I do wrong? I'm going, so NOP, I don't need to slice it all? Oh, because we're slicing, okay. I was thinking like the first one isn't shifted, but because its index is 0, then it doesn't get shifted at all. Okay, that makes sense. There we go. Because that would change the indice. Oh, everybody else did it before me. I'm number 6. And hello, Yatko, welcome. I+1. I guess that would have worked too, but I didn't need this. I didn't get that it was by the indice, so technically the 0th indice didn't need to shift at all. And I should be taking a stretch right now. J Fats with the yerba mate drop. Okay. So David did it with Python. So is this a Caesar cipher? I feel like, isn't a Caesar cipher where everything is shifted by the same amount, though? I can't actually choose what mode we get, but hopefully the next one is shortest mode. Oh, no, never mind. It's not built in. You wrote your own function. Rot13. Okay. That's rot 3. Never mind. But you wrote your own function that takes in the string and the number of shifts. And then, are you calling it recursively? It's a spin-off of Caesar Cipher. Okay. So take the string, join it. We're going to take A. What does A come from? Oh, ASCII lowercase. We're importing that as A. Take ASCII lowercase at that index. And then add the indice here, so the current indice, mod it by 26 so that if it's over, it wraps back around. I don't know. This is breaking my brain. Let's keep moving. Let's see how Simon did it. Okay, so create an empty string for every value, for every index in the input string. We're going to use the ord function, which is we'll take in a character and give us back the ASCII code. We're going to take that ASCII code, add the index to it, turn it back into a string, and then append it to the output. Very good. Why the heck am I here? You're here to learn. Python list comprehension, yeah. Okay, Terrazoid did it with JavaScript. Very similar to what I did. So split it into an array, then for every character, get the character code, add the current index, turn it back into a string. So we're going to increase it by 1. Mike did it with JavaScript. Exact same thing. Oh, we missed Arula. Did it with Python. This looks similar to what Simon did. So, yeah, and I guess technically you didn't have to do this. This is what I tried to do at the beginning, where you take the first character because it wasn't shifting, but it's because it's being shifted by the index. But yeah, get the ASCII code, add 1, turn it back into a string, append it to the result. Cool, and that's what I did. Very similar. Ventesi did it in C. Let's check this out. So we're creating a character array, I guess of length 256. And then we're taking the standard input and putting it into that array. So the maximum length of the input could have been 256. That's very interesting. And then for every character in that string, we say that character plus equals I, and we're actually overwriting it in memory. That character in array. That character in memory, we're overwriting the value by adding 1 to it. And in C, the characters themselves are just stored as ASCII code values. And then we're printing on a single line each of those values. Yeah. Yeah, and we're going to do one more challenge. So I'll take a look at what Fishies did. Okay, they just did a for loop. Split it into an array. Get the character code. Subtract 97. Wait, did you get points for this? Yeah, 100%. Okay. Get the character code. Subtract 97. And then add the index and 97. I don't know why you had to do that, but interesting. All right, free debugs. Very similar to what I did. Jan, let's see what you did. Very similar to what I did. And then Fishy Dev did it in C#. I think this is a different person, but every person that has chosen C# so far is just doing the provided inputs and outputs, which is technically right some of the times. If you only have these 4 inputs to your function, you're technically right. Okay, we're gonna do one more. Hard coding. One more and then I gotta go. Let me check my messages too real quick. Cool. The C# ones are engineers, right? Don't do more work than you have to do. And thanks for the follow, Den. Probably could have just left the 97s off, because I guess it was shifting it to making sure that it's actually a character in the alphabet. It's like a C# Rickroll. Okay, here we go. do it in assembly. You know what? I did say at the beginning of the string that I was going to try to do it in a different language, and I've only used JavaScript every time. Next time. Because this next one, I'm going to have to do pretty quick, and then I'll have to go. Let's see. Okay, reverse mode. Given an input, calculate the output. Okay, so input is 5, the output is 25. Input is 12, the output is 9. Input is 21, the output is 9. Input is 421, the output is 49. So is it the least common divisor times the number itself? So the least common divisor of... No, the least common divisor of 12 is 2. The first prime divisor? So the first prime divisor of 12 is 3. No. Wait, we got a lower number. What's happening? The sum of the digits squared is what Simon says. That makes sense. How'd you figure that out? But yeah, so 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 squared is 9. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 squared is 9. 4 plus 2 is 6 plus... Yeah, that's it. Great work. Great work, Simon. So sum of the digits squared. So we're going to say number, and we're not going to parse it into an integer because we just get an array. And then we're going to map each number. Oh, no, we're going to reduce. So we turn that string into an array. We're going to try to calculate the sum, and each individual digit, we'll say sum plus digit, plus a plus digit, because it's a string. So that gives us the sum, and then we'll just log math to the power of that and 2. So we did it. 2 is prime. It's like, what? Sum of the digits squared. Okay, I still didn't win. We got some really smart people watching and participating. Nerdcan's here, who did it in Python. So we were saying for every character in the input, convert it into an integer, and sum all of those integers together, and then raise it to the power of 2. Very interesting. Kobe did it with JavaScript. We just did a for loop. So we have a sum that starts as 0 for every character in the number. Add it to the sum, and then... wait, did this work? Oh, okay, because it's a power of 2. I was like, what? Power of 2 is a number times itself. So this technically gives us that raised to the second power. David did it with Python. We create a list of every number, every character that's turned into an integer. So this one line of code will take the input string and turn it into an array of numbers. And then we use the built-in sum function to sum all of those numbers and raise it to the power of 2. No semicolons, gang. And then I did it with the help of Simon, because I did not know what I was looking at, but it's the sum of the digits squared. And so basically I used a reduce to add all of the numbers in the input together. One interesting thing I was doing right here is you can see this extra plus sign, but that's because each thing is a string, and I needed to convert that string into a number, and then take that number to then add onto the sum. And then I used math.pow to raise it to the second power. But technically, you could have used the exponentiation operator, the star, as well. All right, Pranjal did it in C++. Digit adder is a function that returns an integer. You take in the number. Nice. So instead of like converting it to a string or something like that. Yeah, so plus D coerces a string into a number. So if you have like 42, that's a string. But if you put the plus sign in front of it, I guess it's not coercion. It's the unary plus operator. But yeah, if that's kind of like the same thing as just passing a number, passing that string into the number constructor, like that. But yeah. David says they use JavaScript for all their real projects, but yeah, Python is great for these. No, it's not. This has been in JavaScript probably since the beginning. This is the unary plus operator. Okay. This is really cool, though. So Pranjal created a function that sums the digits, but what he does is he uses mod 10 to grab the last digit off of the current number that we're working with, and then adds that to the sum, divides the number, and because we're in C++ and we're using integers, any remainder is just going to get dropped because it's an integer. There is no decimal place. So this nice little function will sum any integer number, all of its digits. And so we sum the digits of the input number and then multiply it times itself. Very good. Sayeg, let's see what they did in JavaScript. Yeah, so the thing is they typically when they provide their code, they have parse int, which turns it into a number, but technically by doing this, we're turning back into a string. So we could have removed that. And then, yep. And so parse int is another way of converting a string into a number. So if you call parse int with 42, that gives you back 42. And so we sum it all together and then multiply it times itself. What is that? Is that a palm tree? I think so. I think it's a palm tree. All right, let's see what Alka did. He did a very similar summation and then multiplied it times itself. Yeah, plus D will turn that string into a number. Yep. All right, Luis did it with Python. So we have a sum for every character in the number. Oh, I see. Yeah, because number is just the input. It's technically a string right now. It's not a number, but it's a string. And then we're going to get each character in that string, convert it to an integer, and add it to the sum. And then Python has the exponentiation operator, so you can do times times 2, which is that number raised to the power of 2. Cool. And thanks for the follow, Mehdi. Oh, no worries, Banana Crazy. All right, what did free debugs do? Same thing, sum it, raise it to the power. Sibi did it in Python. Cool. So, and this is something I learned the other day. Python has floor division. So // which in JavaScript is a comment, but in Python, this is floor division. So it actually drops the remainder. So this this function here is summing up all of the digits in the number, very similar to the C solution that we saw. So you take the last digit by modding it by 10, then take that number and divide it by 10, dropping the remainder, and then we have the sum and raise it to the power of 2. Yeah, JavaScript also has this. It was introduced in, I think it was ES 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was ES 2015. But yes, JavaScript does have this as well. And let's see what Jan did. Reduce it, raise it to the power of 2. Yeah. ES7? Yeah, that's what so that was technically ES 2016. Nice. Thank you, Simon. Okay. I think we're done. This was super fun. Look at all the ones we completed. So we completed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did 6. That's not bad. And thanks everyone for participating. It's always fun to look at your code. Yeah, so I think Infi clipped it the other day, but I was like, can you do floor division in JavaScript? I was like, wait, like what's 42 floor division of 5? I was like, no, that's a comment. We're just commenting out the thing on the right. But yeah, in JavaScript, you have to do math.floor. It was great. I'm a nice C# engineer. Yeah. Good morning, Griff. All right, it's super fun. Again, thanks everyone for participating. We're going to try to do this regularly, at least once a week. So tune in next time. I'll let you know when that is. Let's find somebody on Twitch to rate. So if you're watching on YouTube, head over to twitch.tv/codinggarden, and we are going to find another channel and take all of our viewers and put them in there. Let me take a quick stretch. Oh, look at that really slow drop from one line of me. It might be a really good score. No, it's drifting. It has a slight X velocity. Cool. 42 mod 5. Oh, okay. So Das is saying that this is another way of doing floor division in JavaScript. It's another one of those bitwise operators, but that will basically remove the decimal place. And thanks for the follow, not found. That game is rigged. It's totally random, actually. All right. Let's see if anybody is live. Live. Actually, Brazil. Hello, Matthias. Professional mentoring. Lecture. Ruby coding. Let's look at the live coders team. See what they're doing. There's a lot of people live. There's C# Fritz. There's Full Stack Live, who's working on Ruby TwitchBot. There's InstaFluff. We rated them yesterday, but they're really fun to check out. There's Honest Dan. All right. I think we'll raid C# Fritz. I don't know if he's about to end, but here's what I'm gonna do. If C# Fritz is about to end, just join them in the raid wherever they go. But if not, and if you don't want to watch C# Fritz, then go check out the live coders as well. But we're gonna raid C# Fritz. C# Fritz is actually the founder of the live coding team. No, I know. I sent that link on purpose. I'm giving you options, and I'm letting all the YouTube people know that it's a thing. Cool. So there's the raid message. Copy and paste that. We're going to share the love with C# Fritz and all the people in the C#. Yeah, GG. Great game, everyone. Thanks for participating. Alrighty. And thanks for all the follows. I'm sorry if I didn't acknowledge your follow. I was coding. We're going to raid C# Fritz. He's super cool and a great guy, great teacher. And thanks, everyone, for watching. So wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here's this.